What's up, everyone? Welcome to tonight's team call. I am still in my workout clothes. It's been one of those days. I actually got my workout in early today, and then James and I booked it to watch Harriet Tubman while the kids were in school. It was so good, guys. You have to watch it. It was so good. And then I kept my clothes on because I needed to still finish my workout. So I'm like, I'm going back, and I ended up going like a little while ago. Just got back. Whoa, 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 who's hammering me? Oh, there you are. Who is that? Who is that? Oh, it's Gabby. All right, we're muting you, Gabby.
That's funny.
How's everyone doing? Elizabeth, we don't have that many girls on. Good?
I'm doing good.
Yvonne, welcome. Hey, Melly.
Hold on, I'm trying to.
There we are. We see you. Yay. All right, guys. So now that we're on the call, I definitely want to start off with some announcements. Congratulating our newest emeralds. Lizzie, woo! Yvette was a regain of the emerald, but I'm so proud both of the ladies just went for it. It was more about like leveling up and doing your thing. And I just want to show you girls a little incentive that I have. For anyone that regains, hold on. Anybody who regains rank, I have these cute little decals for your shaker cups. So if you can be emerald before the end of the month, you can choose between Boss Babe. I mean, you could get like the energized one that I think it was like lightning juice or something like that. Coach and your name. Or just like your plain name. So I'll post that on the team page. So Lizzie, you'll be getting one, and so will you, Yvette. Congrats, guys. Okay, that's announcement number one. Congratulating our girls. Secondly, just want you girls to be aware that Diesel Nation is planning on doing like a pretty big launch for Bar Blend. Is anyone here like excited and like really wanting to dive into Bar Blend?
Me.
Crystal. You, Lizzie? Okay, I'm not. Okay.
That's the one with the ballet.
Yeah, it's like, and let me tell you, the other day I saw this, a wife of one of James's, like someone who went to residency with him, and she posted pictures like in a bathing suit, and I was like, whoa, killer abs. And she was like, yeah, I've been going to bar for 2 years. I'm like, hey, maybe I gotta do Bar Blend. I just thought it was funny that I'm like, I complimented her and turns out she does bar. So yeah, I have no interest. And you know, this is the beauty, guys, of what we do, is you don't have to run with every launch. I will say though, keep this in mind, and I always remind people, you never want to not mention something because you never know who does like it. So I think it was even like there's people that just like loved Country Heat. I think Yvonne, you were loving Country Heat. I
liked it.
Yeah, I never did it. But see, if you're not talking about it, here's the thing. If you're not talking about it, your customer will go with someone who is. So I always like to say, make sure you at least mention it. You know, just say, oh, this program is great. If that's what you're wanting to do, bar studios are super expensive. People are literally paying like $200 a month for their bar memberships. So we definitely want to mention it. But anyways, I know Crystal's gonna go full force, and she has a whole marketing plan for it too. Diesel Nation is gonna be leading it. So just keep that in mind. You are gonna have the support to be able to launch it successfully. Did you wanna say something, Crystal?
No.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? So my challengers, I have a lot of girls who are interested, but I'm not. I'm planning on doing Transform 20, but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, because when I promoted Morning Meltdown, all my girls did Morning Meltdown because I did. And I did the headbands, and there was like a huge hype around it, and I didn't promote the work, and nobody did the work. So if I say I'm doing Transform 20, they're all going to do what I'm going to do, and they all want to do bar blend, but I don't want to. So what do I do? How do I promote it without
Right. So
having
I
to do
think,
it?
look, at some point, you're not going to be able to do the same program as your challengers every time. Like it just, I haven't in a long time. Only since the work before that, it's been a long, long time. So it's just a shift in culture. You have to hype the girls up and say, okay, maybe even pick a team captain, like, oh, this girl's going to be leading it up. And then just kind of do like, I don't know, like just still offer them the support. You may want to start, just have a challenge for the bar blend, and then Beachbody has all the stuff, and you can just create a group for it so that they get that support. But yeah, it's just a matter of changing the culture. I literally, in the beginning, all my challengers did T25 with me, and then we all kind of all did our own thing. So you just have to like say that and just say why you're doing this. But oh my gosh, guys, do bar blend. It's going to be amazing. And who's going to do it? Let's see who's on what. And just so I know how to support you, whatever.
Okay.
You know, just have to change the culture of your team. You guys all jumped in with Morning Meltdown, and I can do it. So, you know, like just hype, maybe be sharing the stuff that could hype them up, and, you know, all the videos and stuff like that, and get them excited about it. But you could be open, like, I want to lift right now, and that's what I'm focusing on. So
that makes sense.
So yeah, okay, any other questions about that? No? All right. Let's jump into our call, guys. So tonight, forgive the mess, my kids have gotten into drawing, and I'm like, you guys, they would use one piece of printer paper to do one thing on a drawing. I'm like, okay, we need to cut that out. Use your notebook. And that's what they did. But this evening, I was talking to James, telling him what our theme is, and he was like, I was like, what could I say, babe? What direction could I go with it? And he was like, oh, you could say, and he just started going off. And I'm like, wait, I need to record you. This is so good. Hold on. And at some point, he gets up and goes into the closet. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Sorry. The juicy part. Yes. In my room, on my bed. Okay, love you. Okay, so then he goes into the closet, and I'm like, I gotta go to the gym. I'm like, babe, you said you were gonna like just brain dump on me so I could like write these notes down. And then he comes out of the closet with this. He was just like, he wrote out all this stuff, so he was being quiet. I didn't know what he was doing in there, and he brought this out. And here at the top, you're not gonna be able to read it, but I'm just gonna go through it. And this, I can totally agree, so I appreciate that my hubby, he was like giving me, I'm like, can you please come on team call? He's like, no, he did it one time. Did anyone ever, were you guys around for James's team call? It was like years ago. It was literally years ago. So, okay, the top says, how to be unshakable. Throw out some ideas to describe someone who's unshakable. Just say whatever comes to mind. Let's see, you guys got the...
Consistent.
Okay, someone who's consistent.
Like emotionally.
All right. What else? Someone who's unshakable.
Strong.
Positive.
Strong, positive. I like those. I like
Fearless.
Those. Fearless, that definitely describes unshakable. So let's think about this in a physical way. You have this tree, and you know, unshakable, usually like if something that can't be moved, right? Like it's just like you could shake it, but it can't break, right? So we could all shake, but how do you become unshakable? We were really thinking about this. What is the answer to that? And what James had brought up, which I loved, was the short answer for how to be unshakable is to know what all the obstacles are that lie ahead of you. And that way, when things happen, you will be unshakable. So let's dive into that a little bit more. there's 3 examples that I want to go over of instances where you requires you to be unshakable. And let's think about 3. So think about first the athlete. When the athlete starts off, think about anyone you know. Let's go extreme and say the Olympics. These people are training every day. It's rigorous. They don't have a life. It's hard. Maybe they're watching all their friends travel and do all these fun things, and they are stuck training, right? Then you have the student. I think about my husband who went to medical school and did all that for 12 years. Okay, you got the student that's studying and taking the exams and going through all of that. And then you have the business person, the entrepreneur who is starting their own business and going through all the failures and everything that comes from having your own business. So in each of those cases, what are some of the obstacles that could arise for the athlete, guys? What are some obstacles that could happen for the athlete? Just throw out anything.
Injury.
Injury. That's like the main one. Like,
yeah, losing.
Stress, losing. Okay. And how about the student? What are some of the obstacles that the student could face?
Failing.
Failing.
Not being prepared.
Yes, not being prepared, a really hard topic, a hard subject, you know, like not understanding. I literally just said not understanding.
Good.
Taking a class that you're just like, okay, I don't get this. And how about the business person? Yes, feeling lost. How about the business person? What's some of the obstacles they can face?
Health.
What'd you say?
Health.
Health. Okay. Being judged. I like that one.
Support.
Yes. Not knowing what to do exactly. You know, maybe like all the like legal stuff or, you know, paperwork part that you didn't expect. You had to know taxes, you know, those are all the obstacles that one could face. And so if you went into something, guys, and you knew that you were going to run into obstacles, do you think that it would make you a little more prepared? Like, what if you started something and it was like, it's going to be easy. You're going to like do this and it's going to be so smooth and easy. Like, you would just like know what to expect, you know, and maybe when it was easy, you'd be like, okay, I was told it was easy. It's going to be great. But if you knew that something was going to be hard too, you could prepare yourself emotionally, physically for that too, because then when the hard times come, you know what to do. So let's put that into perspective as Beachbody coaches. What are some of the obstacles that we face? We got a lot. What are some of the obstacles you girls have faced?
Rejection.
Being shy.
Rejection, being what?
Shy.
Shy. So overcoming like your personality and like putting yourself out there.
Finding people.
Huh?
Finding people.
Finding people. Not knowing what to do. Feeling scared. No sales.
Feeling overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. Comparing yourself. That's like an obstacle. Like comparison in this business is really like, oh my gosh, how's she doing that? Feeling judged. I think that's a big one, guys. A lot of people get held back because of judgment. You just think like, oh my gosh. Yes. Feeling judged is a big one. And as a matter of fact, you probably have girls right now who want to join your team, but they fear that they are going to be judged. I just had someone, I thought of you, Elizabeth, because she told me, she's a challenger of mine and she does amazing, but she's like, listen, my husband's a pastor. There's no way I could post any pictures. And I'm like, girl, but you don't have to do that. And she's like, I know, but I just know I'm going to be judged no matter what I do. And I was like, dang. The perks of, being in a pastor's wife or a pastor's daughter, all of the above, So yeah, she's literally being held back. She's thought about it. She does marry Kay, but she's like, yeah, I can't because I know I'll be judged. So yeah, that's a big one.
Tell her God wants her to be healthy.
Huh?
Tell her God wants her to be healthy.
True, but does God want her putting herself out on the internet?
I think she can do it though, and she would really influence a lot of people. She just can do it in her own way. It doesn't have to be the same way as everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I was definitely trying to tell her that. But, you know, we even have limiting beliefs for what we think it's supposed to be like. Like everyone here probably has an idea or a feeling like, oh, I'm a coach, I should be doing X, Y, Z. But the truth is, you don't have to do anything that anyone else is doing. This is seriously your business. Whatever you can think of to get business or to spread your message or to spread whatever it is that you're doing, like you can do that. There's no one way to do this. And I've been thinking about this a lot, guys, because like recently I'm like, I want to go to the gym. I just want to go to the gym. And I've been going to the gym for a few years now, but I'm like, that's what I want to do. And I think that maybe there's people that just feel like, well, no, a coach can't go to the gym because we got to do the programs or whatever, the dumb things that we put in our minds thinking that we have to do things a certain way, and we don't. We totally don't. You have to do what feels right to you and be true to yourself. So, all right, guys, we know all the obstacles that are going to come our way, and they were pretty heavy, right? Being judged, you know, like scared, not understanding, feeling lost, all of this stuff, the comparison. But once you know that, once you understand, like right now, guys, is the hardest time to be in our business. Do you guys understand that? It is the hardest time, and it always will forever be a slow time for our business. So November and December, yeah, it's true. People aren't necessarily thinking of losing the weight. But I also don't want our team to get into like, yeah, it's the holidays. No one wants to do this. Okay? Be honest. Who has thought that? Yeah, it's the holidays. People probably don't want to do this. Okay, Crystal, that thought kind of creeped in. No, we're not going to believe that way because you're crazy enough to be working on your fitness. There's another crazy girl just like you right now that doesn't want to let it all go, okay? So first, you got to take out that limiting belief. Like, we're not even going to think that, okay? Just like I'm like, no, I'm not going to think that because I turned 40, my body's changing. No, I'm not going to think that, okay? I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. So that positive outlook. So we know that these obstacles, this is a slow season, but here's the thing, guys, and this has been consistent for the last 5 years. I've been saying I'm a coach for 4, but this October made 5. And I still feel brand new. P.S. to all you like 1 years and 6 months and 1 month, Nicole. So 5 years, and every year, guys, January and February are explosive. But if you're not laying down the seeds now, if you're not letting people know that you run challenges and this is what you do now, your January will be like any other month. It's not going to be a success for you. So even if these next few months feel a little unsuccessful, you need to be like excited and waiting, because you know that January you're going to go hard and people are going to want what you have. Trust me, it's the way that this business works. So I've been thinking a lot about this just being unshakable. I've been thinking about the 4 years, 5 years that I've been in this business, and the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows. And I thought about it, like with us, pretty much everyone that started when I started, they're no longer here. Why is it that I'm still here? What makes me, what made me so different? Why am I here 5 years later and all the girls that started off with me are not? And what I have truly concluded is that I am unshakable. I understand that it's going to be hard. Like, I understood that from the beginning, that it was going to be hard. But I also heard and I listened to the top leaders who all said, like, guys, this is patience. Like, network marketing is like a patience game, and you gotta, slowly you're building. It's a slow climb. Yes, you have the Emily Favres come in, and well, she was a coach for 4 years before she exploded. That just like in a year go 15-star, and you have those unicorns. It's not the norm. Most of us, it's going to be a slow climb. And I'm seeing it, guys. I'm seeing it with my income. I'm seeing like my paychecks are at least like $300 more than they have been every single week. I've popped $2,000 weeks like I was not doing that a year ago. Okay? So the rise is there. It's there. But you have to. So why am I unshakable? I'm unshakable because I believe in this opportunity, and I want it to be this. I was talking to my coach, Wendy, and she was like, man, sometimes this business, like it just brings out the worst in you because you feel uncomfortable and you feel like a failure. And it, like if you weren't trying to do this, you wouldn't feel those things. And it's true. You wouldn't. It's a lot easier to just sit back, not put your life out there, and just like not make an impact, and just like be quiet and be like, yeah, that's easier. It is. You're not going to feel as uncomfortable. But then she's like, I don't know what else I would do. Like, I can't think of, like, I want it to be this. So my question to you tonight is, how many of you want it to be this? You want this to be how you get financial freedom. Like, you want this to be how you stay healthy and fit your whole life. Like, how many of you guys want it? I know I want it. And that's why, Yvette, look at you, like you would leave, but something kept pulling you back. What was it, Yvette? You wrote us and you're like, that's it, guys, I'm coming back. What was it? What were you feeling?
I think I've been doing it for like probably 3 years now, because remember before you, I was on a different team that I left, then came back with you. And every time it's the convenience of like the workouts and then the shakes for sure, because they have helped me with my digestion, and it's the only thing that has helped, like literally the only thing. So basically the products and convenience and the income potential.
And
So
the income potential. Yeah, I remember you saying like you wanted to like quit your job, like you had that big goal, and it still has to be there.
Especially right now, it's crazy.
Work isn't good.
It's so stressful, so stressful.
Same here.
Same. Oh yeah, I know Nicole is like, she's like, my job makes me hate people. Remember when you
People like today, I'm thinking about not even. I don't even know if I want to show up tomorrow. I'm so pissed off.
So sorry, girls. I know it's a not a good feeling, man, to be living a life that you're like, really, is this it? But Nicole, why don't you share with us a little bit about what you told me? Like how you shared with me that you went to the bathroom and cried. Like, what were you feeling? Like, really, this is it?
I just feel, yeah, I feel like I don't fit in. I'm a very creative kind of person. And I've always, it's like I feel like I push myself to work in an office to try to be normal. I'm trying to be normal and fit in with everybody else that works in an office, and this is what a grown-up does. So I've been pushing myself to be somebody I'm not and to do something I don't like, because this is what brings money and this is what I need. But yes, when before I met Lily at that event, I think it was that same week, I went to the restroom and I had to I locked the door and I started crying because I'm like, can't do this. I hate it. And I don't hate things. I'm a happy person. I'm a very happy person. Before I started there, this is how my personality changed. I started there when my hair was all green. I love putting colors in my hair. And when I started there, they told me I couldn't wear my hair that color and that I had to dye it. So they paid for the hair salon for me to change it.
Wow.
And see, that's what I mean. Like I'm dying to dye my hair pink, and I can't.
Wow, that's pretty, it sounds small, like, oh, I want to dye my hair a certain color, but it's like, that's what you want to do to express yourself, and you can't. You can't because your bosses are telling you you can't. So, thanks, ladies. I remember coming in and hearing the stories of the struggles of people who said, oh yeah, I was a coach for a year and it didn't happen. Like, I absorbed all of those obstacles. Like, I knew it was coming, and I think that's why I'm still here. It was because I heard all those leaders talk about it, so I knew what to expect. I knew that it wasn't going to be easy. I knew that I was going to lose my team. That is the saddest part. I knew that it was going to feel like nobody wanted this. Like, I heard all of the leaders. And so when it happened, and as it was happening, I was able to say, okay, this is what they said was going to happen. I have got to keep pushing forward. I am not going to stop. And even though it feels like nobody cares, or I'm dragging people, or whatever it is, I can't get a sale, or, no one cares. It's like I'm on mute on my stories. I felt like that, right? On my post, I'm like, that's a great post. Huh? They officially took off likes. We could still see them, which I think is like, hey, that doesn't take away the anxiety from people, but it's not public, but we could still see how many people liked it. So yeah, I think, and this was the conclusion that James was like, this is it. It's knowing, how do you become unshakable? It's knowing that there are going to be obstacles, but quitting is not an option. Like the student, I mean, if James just gave up and was like, no, medical school is too hard, well, what would happen? Like, what would his life look like right now? Maybe he would have gone into another career that didn't make as much money, that didn't allow him to help people the way that he does. So what would happen right now if you just stopped? If you just stopped trying, if you stopped doing this, what would happen? What awaits you? The athlete that trained and he's now in the Olympics, like, he wouldn't have felt that glory. He would have never got there if he stopped, if he said, this is too hard, forget it. So, okay, I want to read what you said, Elizabeth. I had no clue about the obstacles. I stayed positive for so long. It wasn't until 9 months in that it got super hard. I couldn't handle the objections. I could handle the objections, but the no sales got to me in September. Going through hard times and making it through builds character, so you can handle the hard times in the future, and you're able to relate to your coaches. That's the truth. That join under you. So grateful you've been through hard times to help us. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Definitely, guys. Definitely. I know Elizabeth, I was right there. Elizabeth, I would like to share a little bit of what she went through. I mean, she was just talking to us about it, but Elizabeth kind of like came in with a bang. And so did I, Elizabeth. I mean, 3-4 months ago, she got up to SE20. She was doing SE16. Like, she was killing it. People were flocking to her. We're talking like she was our highest, producer. And then all of a sudden September came, or was it September? And she got nothing. And tell us a little bit about that, Elizabeth.
Well, when I say going through hard times, like, I'm not afraid of hard work. I am an achiever. I love the hustle. I love, love, love it. And so when people ghosted me or they were rude to me, I would reach out to you and you told me how to handle it. And so I was like, okay, that's part of it. But in September, when I was still doing all of the income producing activities and nobody wanted anything to do with me, it was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why am I here? And so it was really, really hard. And to not put my self-worth in Success Club points was challenging. And I kept thinking, okay, Lord, like, if there's a lesson in this, let me learn it and then help me hit Success Club so I can move on. And I didn't. It was like, I think it was whatever the last day of the month was, it was 10 o'clock at night and I'm sobbing because I didn't do it. I didn't do it for the first time since signing up, and it like just about killed me. And Lily called me and was like, you need to stop inviting, because I was still inviting. I'm like, I invited everybody, but I'm going to keep going. And you just said, it's okay. Like your self-worth is not Success Club points. Tomorrow's a new day. And I actually took the whole week off in October, the first week, and didn't invite. And it was really hard because I was willing to do the work and it just didn't happen. And so I had no idea that those hard times would come, because I was just willing to hustle. And I thought, if I'm willing to hustle, it's going to happen. And it didn't happen in September. And I worked as hard as I did in September that I did every other month. So I was surprised, and I had no clue. I had no clue that it wasn't going to happen, because it had happened every other month. So, but I'm grateful for it, because now I can help my girls that don't hit Success Club and say, okay, it's okay. Your worth is not in Success Club points, which is horrible that I put my worth in Success Club points, but I did.
Yeah, I think we all learned from that. Yeah. Like we all realized that at a certain point.
Yeah.
I get teary-eyed because of course, I feel for you, and I feel for all of you girls. I know how bad you want this, need this, and you know, it just may feel like it's not working out the way you wanted it to. And like, you know, that was my message to Elizabeth that day. I'm like, girl, stop. Like, who the heck cares? Like at this point, like you're blessed, you have a husband, you have kids, like it does not matter. Like honestly, in the grand, like of course I want you to continue your streak. She was worried about getting on the cruise. And or the trip to Punta Cana, which by the way, she earned it. We have 3 girls going from her team. And so she was worried about that, but it was like, it doesn't matter. Like, put yourself outside of Beachbody. Like, please, you gotta know, like shaking her, like you are worth so much more than this. You're amazing. You're this, you're that. Like, and you know, whenever I feel bad about like how successful or not successful, this is going to sound silly, but because I'm an entrepreneur, I think of this. Whenever I feel bad about maybe not getting sales or whatever, I always think of like, what about that store at the mall that they're paying like $10,000 in rent and they got nobody? Like I think about that, like business owners that got big rent to pay, like $3,000-$4,000, and their stores are dead. I'm like, that would give me anxiety. That would make me, you know, want to jump off a bridge, right? Not because I'm sitting in my home comfy and like, hey, you know, I didn't get a sale, but I'm not going to like get evicted. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I always think about that, like, especially when I go to the mall and I see these like huge stores and they're dead. Even the movie theater. Today, I'm like, they opened this, it's like one of the biggest movie theaters. Like for like 5 people to come see a movie? That sounds crazy. But thank you for sharing that, Elizabeth. Yes, Yvette said thank you.
It was hard.
Huh? It was hard.
It was probably one of the hardest things I've ever gone through. As silly as it sounds, but I worked really hard and then had no payoff. It was really hard.
Yeah, and I think that's the big lesson here, girls, because you know, she worked hard, she did all the things and still came short. And I think just in general in life, like we would just feel like that about anything that you gave your all to, a test that you studied for and you still failed. You know?
But in October, when I hit Success Club in October, it was like the best thing that had ever happened in my life. It was like, okay, it's all right. But my self-worth wasn't found in it. It was like, okay, if I don't make it, it's not my self-worth. But I am capable. I have done it before, and other people have done it before. So if other people have paved the way, it can happen. So it definitely can happen. Like Crystal and I were talking about hitting 1 star. Like other people have hit it. We can do it too. It's just, we got to get there. We're going to get there.
And you will. I think that the mistake that sometimes we make too is that we feel like we need it now. Oh my gosh, like I want to be already, you know, and it's like, you have to have the patience factor in this, like, oh my gosh. So anyways, girls, Melly, way to go. I hope you finished your workout. Yes? Good. I know that's super important. Anyways, does anyone else have anything to say? We have 4 minutes left. Just wanted to give you girls some time to say anything if anything's in your heart. Anyone? Bueller.
Well, I left and came back, and hopefully things go better this time for me.
Why did you come back?
Because I'm having a lot of health issues, and I know that I need this, and this is good for me. And I love helping other people, and I know that I've helped other people in the past, and I know that, I just I want to help other people that are struggling the same way that I've been, and I know they're out there. And just, the same, to make a business out of it as well. I want to provide for my family and be able to spend more time, with my kids without having to deal with a boss telling me, what I can and can't do, or where, what days I can miss or not miss. So it's been hard for me too, because now with these health issues, I haven't been able to go to work, and now they're not even paying for my health insurance. So now I have to figure that out. So it's I need this to work as much as I want it to work, So
Wow. Well, girl, welcome back. Whatever I can do to help you make that happen. You just gotta when you came in, you went emerald right away. You were making moves.
yeah.
So you just need to get back to that. And anyone here, you're here for a reason, girls. And I love when you show up to these calls, because this helps too. We need to feel like we're in this together, and to just set this little time so apart for you, for your business. It's good. It's needed. I hope that when we end this call, maybe you could still take. I know right now I'm alone in my office. I set a new rule in my household that Thursday I'm just gonna stay in my office, honey. I told my husband, don't wait for me. You go to bed, sweetheart.
Go to bed.
Yeah, he would wait for me after team call, and I'm like, no, go to bed. So I'm gonna stay here and hustle. Let's get our picture in, girls. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, for being here together. I hope this was helpful in any little way. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do a boomerang. Why not? Why the heck not? 1, 2, 3. I don't even know what the heck I did. All right, girls. See ya. Bye.
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 Bye.